If your melodies feel smart but they somehow don't stick, you're probably overthinking them. And no, I'm not saying complex melodies are bad. I'm saying if there's no clear core, the listener has nothing to remember. In this video, I'll show you 3 mistakes that makes a top line complicated but forgettable. And after that, I will give you a bulletproof and easy fix for that problem. A simple 3 to 7 note motive plus home notes that instantly creates recognition. So let's start with mistake number 1. So one of the biggest reasons a melody doesn't stick with the listener is when it has no core. By that I mean when a melody has more than one primary idea, things can get a little messy because there's nothing you can actually remember. I mean, sing along with this melody. Yeah, that's it. So if you can't sing one tiny phrase back, there's no core. You can directly see it in the MIDI right here. Every bar starts a new idea. And as a listener, you don't quite know what is actually going on here. What we can do is choose and stick to one idea, not 4 at the same time. So we basically have 4 different ideas. With every bar, something new starts. So what we just do is we just take one of these. So let's get rid of everything except for the idea in bar number 1. Then we duplicate this one. And then we just bring a little bit of variation by differentiating the last tones. So the pattern stays the same and the first notes stay the same, and at the end of the phrase we have variation. And with this quick fix we have a melody that you can actually remember, or at least you have the feeling of I can sing along to that. Because we have a core, a foundation and a repeatable pattern. And most importantly, we don't try to squeeze many different ideas into one melody. So let's get to the next mistake. So a melody can have a pattern and actually can be easy to remember as well, but you can jeopardize it by doing too much. Because when a melody cannot breathe or has no time to unfold, it becomes a wall of sound. I mean, look at this example right here. Look at the MIDI here again. Almost every space is filled with a note. So that is obviously too much. It's not just muddy, it's cluttered. There's no space to recognize the shape of the melody. But fixing it is easy. We simply delete some notes, leave some gaps and give the melody room. So something like this, for example. Or any other possibility, but when you're doing too much, just delete a few notes and give the melody room to breathe. So the third mistake that makes a melody doesn't stick is when you have no anchors. Because the notes that you use have an even greater impact on whether or not a melody is recognizable than your pattern, believe it or not. So listen to this example. So it's actually a pretty solid melody. We have the same pattern every bar, we have enough space so that the melody can breathe. It still sounds a bit confusing in a way, because we have no anchor. Every bar starts on a different note, so nothing feels like home, you could say. Also, every bar ends on a different note, so there's no pattern that you can come back to. So all I'm gonna do here is actually move the first 2 notes on every bar to F sharp, because this is the root note of the melody. So the pattern is still the same. We keep the initial idea with this. But due to the fact that we now start every bar with the same note, we always have an important element that feels familiar or feels like home, since F sharp is the root note of the scale here. Alright, so now that we got the 3 biggest mistakes out of the way, let me show you a bulletproof strategy that lets you avoid these mistakes in the first place. When making a melody, it is easiest to start with the root note of your scale. In this example, F sharp. This is already the first step. So the next one is we pick one or two additional notes from the scale that sound well together with the root note. Most commonly, this is the third and the fifth of the scale. And these are my home notes. So by home notes, I mean we always come back to them and they play the most in the melody. But additionally, we pick one or two color notes, like the fourth or the sixth, or if you're really fancy, the second note of the scale. And those two notes we can use as highlight notes. And this also means that one of them plays only once or twice per bar. And that's actually already everything we need. From this point on, we can get creative. So we avoid overthinking, we automatically stay within a pattern. And so on and so on. So with this, we already have an anchor with our home notes that we can always come back to, and that makes a melody automatically stick in the head. So this gives you hierarchy. Home notes equals memory and color notes equals personality. Use your home notes as the main element that makes a melody memorable, and use your color notes, so your highlight notes, as personality, as character, to make your melody unique. Try it out. Works every time, believe me. So if your melody doesn't stick, it's usually one of those three mistakes. No chord, too much per bar, or no anchors. Fix it fast by building a 3 to 7 note motive first. Lock in with your home notes and only then add your complexity with your color notes on top. So now, once your hook is simple and recognizable, the next problem is obvious. How do I keep it from feeling repetitive? And that's exactly what I cover in my video on 5 micro changes for melodies. Quick ways to add variation without losing the core. I link it right here on screen. And if you like this video, please give thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Every support helps so much, you cannot imagine, so thank you. Have an amazing day or night, and I see you in the next one.